What's going on, guys? Jacob Gale at the Vault Fitness Center. We put together a series of quick 10-minute workout videos that you can follow along with us with little to no equipment. The format's easy to follow. All you have to do is look at the workouts that we have listed on the sidebars, and we even have a timer that you can see how much of the workout is left for us. So let's do this. All right, guys, it's day 2 of our 10-minute workouts. I want you going as hard as you can for the entire time, all right? The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get straight into our high knees.
On this one, we're concentrating on a few different things. The first exercise we have here is high knees. So you want to make sure you get your knees obviously really high, and then we want you moving your arms. The reason we want you moving your arms is because it helps you build a little bit more coordination for all the other exercises that we do. Anytime you're moving simultaneous body parts, you have to think about it a little bit more, so you want to make sure that you have good coordination for that. And it's time for push-ups. On these, you can make sure that you get good form. We want your elbows closer to your sides. We want to make sure that you're going down to at least parallel. And also, if you are modifying, you want to make sure you're keeping a straight back even when you're from your knees, all right? We don't want your head just moving up and down like a chicken. We want to make sure your whole body is staying stiff and that you're going up and down at once. The next exercise is called bird dogs. The reason it's called bird dogs is because you look like a dog pointing at birds. So you want to make sure that you are raising opposite arm and opposite leg. You're keeping a pretty good stable position here. You want to make sure your back is pretty straight. And as you extend your arm and leg, you want to go straight forward, not out to the side. I'm actually going to show you 2 different variations of this exercise. The first one is a little bit more of a modified version. The second one is actually going to be a little bit more advanced. You'll see it change right about here. We're actually going to do it from the up position, almost like from push-up position, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You don't have to go quite as fast on this one. You want to make sure that you're getting good stability. So just raise opposite arm and opposite leg, and just alternate arms.
And water break. Use this time to catch your breath. Get you a sip of water. Focus on breathing big, deep breaths in. Big breaths out. You got a tough one today. Just make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day. Eating healthy. That's the key to losing weight and getting to where you want to get to. Is consistency. So we're gonna have one of these for you to do every day. We got about 15 seconds. Then we're gonna move into some leg exercises. We're gonna start with squat jumps and then do some bridges.
And now we're moving to some leg exercises. The first leg exercise we're going to be doing is squat jumps. Alright, so we're working on making just a good steady pace on this one. Going down, getting a good explosion upwards, keeping your chest up. Knees should stay parallel to each other as you squat, and then just jump straight up in the air. we have our glute bridges. So we're just going to make sure that when we're in this down position, we're going to have our feet about hip width apart from each other. You're going to keep your core tight as you lift your hips up in the air. You're going to squeeze your glutes and you're going to squeeze your hamstrings. Alright, on this one you're working on getting a good contraction while you're on your way up, and then you're just going to lower your body down and make sure that your core stays tight the entire movement. And on these we're working on some sumo squats. So we're going to have a little bit wider than normal stance. So we're looking at making sure we get our heels a little bit outside of our hips, and then we're going to point our toes slightly outward. As you lower yourself down, make sure that your knees are separating so that they stay over your heels. You don't want your knees to bend inward closer than what your heels are. So just lower yourself down at a good pace, point them outward, and make sure you get a good stretch of your inner thigh muscles as you lower yourself, and then squeeze your glutes as you come back up. Moving on to some ab exercises. So on these we're going leg raises. You're trying to make sure you keep your legs relatively straight and feet together. You're just going to be raising them straight up in the air and then lowering them back down. As you raise them in the air, you can try to lift your shoulders slightly off the ground and get a good contraction of the ab muscles. Right after that, we're moving into floor wipers, another ab exercise. On this one, you're going to have your hands by your sides, your feet together straight up in the air, and you're just going to rotate going side to side, trying to keep your legs together. And you want to go as far down as you feel comfortable. If you only want to go down halfway at first so you can get used to the movement, start out doing that, and then you can begin lowering them lower as you get used to it. The point here is to try to keep your shoulders flat against the floor. If you feel your entire body rotating as you go back and forth, then maybe you can try going a little bit less so that you get used to it.
All right, guys, That was 10 minutes. I'm sweating a lot. It means I put in a good amount of work today. Also means I'm really well hydrated, okay? So I can't stress enough. You need to be drinking water throughout the day, and you need to be taking some form of BCAAs or amino acids during your workout to make sure you're adequately hydrated. Hope to see you tomorrow.
That was a good one. Woo!
That was tough. Man.